Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Citizen roadmap update. If you think at the end of the video I did a good job, please hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, as a quick reminder, you can use the timestamps on the video timeline to jump to different parts of the video. Without further ado, let's get going with the progress tracker. These deliverables have been added to the progress tracker. Laser trip mine. Implementing laser trip mines into the game, which are explosives that use light beams as triggers. When someone or something comes into contact with the beam, the mine goes boom. Frontier clothing. Generating concepts for frontier style clothing for players and NPCs. Female player head. Completing a modeling and texture polish for the female player's head. After this pass on this asset, it will be sent to tech animation for a rigging update. DGS mesh node. DGS mesh node implements multiple dedicated game servers and clients connected to the same instance of the hybrid service, and allows DGS to exchange entities and authority over them. Shard Manager. Add functionality to the hybrid for what will become the Shard Manager component service. The Shard Manager functionality is responsible for creating a shard in the anti-graph database, ensuring it is seeded with an initial population of entities, communicating with matchmaking so that players can join a shard, and talking to provisioning services so that hybrid and dedicated game servers can be assigned to a shard. If you ask me, it seems we're getting more stuff related to server meshing on the roadmap, as the above seems to be all about the so-called server shards. It is a very welcome addition on the roadmap, and the best part about this is that work on these two is starting very soon, with dedicated game servers mesh node starting at the end of July and Shard Manager starting already in a week, with both of them running for 8 weeks, so to be done in September. Inventory unstow. Unstow refers to fetching an item from an inventory and placing it into a shard. For example, a ship loaded with cargo being unstowed removes the ship and its associated cargo from the inventory and places them into the game. This work implements moving an item's persistent data from an inventory into a shard managed by the entity graph, and adding the item to the replication layer. Entity stow/destroy. Stow refers to moving an item into an inventory. For example, a ship loaded with cargo being stowed stores the ship and its associated cargo. This work implements removing items from the replication layer, moving its persistent data into an inventory managed by the entity graph. Item Port Mod API. This API allows tools like the Vehicle Modification app, VMA, to modify ship loadouts inside inventories. Shard Data Query API. This API allows game code access to common queries against entity graph data. Freeform Variable API. Blackboard service for game code systems to write generic persistent variables. AI navigation links. Ladders/ledge grab. Implementing special adapters to allow the navigation system to be informed of potential nav mesh connections offered by ladders or ledge grab markup. The navigation links already allowed the creation of adapters that contain game code specific functionality to function as sort of translators between system specific domain into the navigation system. AI, trolley push and pull. This will be the first pass on implementing the ability for NPCs to use trolleys and trolley-like entities. They will be able to move them in the environment, pushing and pulling those entities to place them from or to specific locations. This requires the creation of a special path follower that can take into consideration external forces that needs to be balanced to achieve the desired speed. AI, ground vehicles. This is the first pass on supporting NPCs controlling and driving ground vehicles. This requires the implementation of a new path follower that can take care of the vehicle's physical abilities to transform the NPC's movement requests into actual movement. AI, unmanned missile turrets. Adding AI controlled missile turrets to improve defense of green zones. AI, medical. Implementing a variety of medical AI behaviors. A patient will arrive at the hospital and check themselves in at the terminal, then wait to be seen and called to a room for diagnosis. The patient can then see doctors and nurses tending to sick and injured people. Other patients will wait to be called. Doctors and nurses can be seen washing their hands, checking medical stock and dispensing medicine. Some patients will be asleep in medical beds. AI, leisure. The leisure behavior is a segment for our new civilian behavior system, controlling how the AI behaves when they have free time during their schedule. AI will create a lifelike environment by relaxing and having fun, using the things that are available to them such as exercise equipment, jogging routes, TV monitors, seats or benches, and their mobiglass. AI, dancing. Dancing is a segment of our new civilian AI leisure behavior. After work, some civilians will have the urge to spend time at a nightclub and dance the night away. This will bring new life and movement to our bars. Fire hazard. The fire hazard system will track fire and temperature on static and dynamic objects. For the initial release of fire, the feature will be set up on select few ships. Destructible workflow. Building out a workflow to allow artists and designers to work with destructible objects. Maya Lifelink. Maya Lifelink establishes a link between Maya and the Lumberyard/Star Engine sandbox editor. It is primarily meant to give animators the best possible what you see is what you get style preview quality by seamlessly integrating the editor rendered images in the Maya viewport. Rescue/transport mission. Taking advantage of AI follow behaviors to create missions where players transport customers from one location to another, along with prototype missions where players must rescue imperiled clients from dangerous situations and escort them to safety. Infiltrate/defend mission. Underground facilities are the first place to benefit from the addition of spawn closets, which allow us the expansion of the suite of missions that take place there. Missions range from all-out assaults to situations where you may be able to complete objectives without the need to engage in combat at all, and include both lawful and unlawful versions. Comm array mission improvements. Several mission improvements and totally new missions set across and around the comm arrays, with a specific focus on PvP content. Physical QT movement. This deliverable has been previously removed from the roadmap. It has returned to the progress tracker and it has been scheduled to be worked on in Q3 by the physics team. MISC Hull B. The Hull B was originally scheduled to be worked on simultaneously with the Hull A. However, additional resources needed to be allocated to the Hull A. Therefore, we are temporarily removing the Hull B from the progress tracker until it has been rescheduled. And now onto the release view. These deliverables have been added to the release view in the Alpha 3.17 column. And here comes one of my favorite, persistent hangars. Players will have the ability to have their own persistent hangars. This will bring changes to the cargo gameplay loop by allowing players to buy cargo and send it to their hangars, then maximize their cargo storage space by allowing them to pack the goods themselves. Gone will be the days of getting booted from your hangars because you were there for too long. Outpost Homestead, Independent and Outlaw. A small home for AI to live and shelter. They consist of a central hub and a few optional internal and external modules. They provide the basic necessities to support a small group of people for an indefinite amount of time. And that's it for this bi-weekly roadmap update. Are you looking forward to any of the new things that have been added, or do you have any tips on what I could do better in the future? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that good stuff, and if you want to support me additionally, I have a Patreon link below. So thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.